Since its birth in 2007, the Permata program has endured heavy and incessant criticism. Critics are calling it wasteful and some wanting to abolish this special program. But are these initiatives really a waste?
Bapa, pandai. Yeay.
Sarah, hello, ibu, saya,
If you say to a family who have a child with autism and say that Permata Kurnia is a waste of money, they will defend us till the day's end. Because they know that we're doing good stuff and they need our help. But for those people, God give you healthy children and they feel that they can afford to dismiss all these efforts by the government. They're simply ignorant. They need to open their eyes. They need to learn what Permata Kurnia is all about, what Permata Negara is all about. Sometimes I wonder, how could all these good efforts be getting negative response from some citizens? My advice to them is, before they say anything or before they type anything on the internet, go and find out. Go and find out, because sometimes the accusations that were hurled to us was simply too much. It's really too much, and we are very grateful. I have to say that a lot of parents here are very grateful to our patron, Datin Sri Rosma Manso, because she cares about children. And people seem to think that Permata is political, Permata is a waste of government money. But when children apply to come into Permata Kurnia, we did not ask the parents, hey, who did you vote for during the election? We don't do that. We don't dabble in political as well. Over here, it's all about children and children with autism, and it's our mission to help them. Full stop.
It's not a matter of when or how long it takes, but it's how do we help the child to understand how to communicate? That is the more important factor, because there are some children who may be non-verbal for a long time, but that's because they do not know how to use the words to communicate. But once they get it, if we use a method that helps them to learn and understand easier, then the words may start coming in. Like for example, I have some children who are using PACS, which is a picture exchange communication system in which you take a picture to exchange for the things that you want. I have some children who are totally non-verbal, but yet they can make sentences. Yeah, right? So you see, if we use the method that is suitable for children, whether or not they are verbal or non-verbal, it's still communication. And so I am very keen to work more with this population to help them to be in a mainstream school. And Permata Kurnia gave me an opportunity to work directly with this population. And so I took up this opportunity to come here and challenge myself, to see how much more I can do for this group of children.
Seperti yang kita tahu, Permata Kurnia ni macam selebriti, macam dia sangat besar di mata masyarakat dan kita diperhatikan. Jadi secara jujurnya memang kadang-kadang saya macam terkesan juga sebab kita bekerja dengan kanak-kanak ni kan dengan seikhlas hati, tapi bila kita balik rumah kadang-kadang ada yang masyarakat tanya, oh yang ni kerja kat Permata, yalah, okey kan. So kerja Permata macam ni. So apa yang saya buat adalah saya tahu kerja ni kerja murni, kerja ni untuk kita sama-sama membimbing kanak-kanak ni untuk masa depan mereka. Jadi saya rasa macam saya boleh tolak ke tepi je segala yalah tomahan itu.
Somehow rather we are blessed actually to be enrolled in this Permata and of course under this program, and I think more of this institution needs to be developed, need to be available in Malaysia, not only focus in the Klang Valley. Going through that journey from the start until encountering that your first child is mild autism, there's a lot of ups and downs lah. It's just like a roller coaster lah. But I think in reality, for both the partners, the father and the mother, regardless whether it's your first child or second or third, so once they are actually diagnosed with autism, I think it's more on you have to put your positive mind in positive head in your mind so that the child will not be victimized. After 6 months that she enrolled here, she had shown a lot of improvement from non-verbal to verbal, but a bit of language, a bit of words. Not to say complete sentences, but you can pick up at least 1 or 2 words like I eat, you know, that kind of simple words from a non-verbal, meaning non-verbal, she doesn't talk at all from talk at all when she was actually at 3.5. So I think that is a tremendous improvement, I would say.
I did not find out about premature Kurnia until a bit later. So when he was diagnosed about at the age of 3, I started going to NGOs for therapy. I went for occupational therapy, and later on I found out about premature Kurnia. I think it perhaps was from media, from Facebook, and when we knew about this, we consulted the doctors in HKL, which then told us about this place, and then they were the ones who referred us here. Of course, wholeheartedly, I would say a vast difference and a whole world of difference, definitely. So when he started out, he was not yet toilet trained. His speech was, at that time, he was starting to pick up speech, but it was very minimal. He had a lot of sensory issues. But now, almost 2 years in premature Kurnia, he has moved from all of that. He has been, of course, well toilet trained, speech improved vastly. And importantly, he's already trying to start with simple preschool stuff. So now, almost 2 years in premature Kurnia, he can already read in Malay, starting to learn to read in English, can be able to do simple math, and of course, very much improved in communications with his peers and teachers as well.